Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to the Oats Realistic Multiplayer server. We are into December. We're actually almost at the very end of December. We're getting into winter, and with winter comes some of the best sell prices that we will see for our crops. So we are going to go and get some of them sold today. Got a truck here from TW Productions. Thank you very much to Mark for loaning that to us. Let's just go in and have a look at the prices and see what it is we're going to get sold. So taking a look here at time-saving stock check, we've got our dry wheat and our dry oats. Those are the two main crops I do want to get rid of. Now, looking here at the price, £719 at the mill for dried grain. It says the max price is $702, but of course there is some discrepancies in there. There's some float and variance, but you can see there we're actually above that max price. It doesn't give us that much more, $500, but worth doing. Where we do see a big difference is down here where we've got oats, and we've got lots of oats. So at the moment we've got a maximum price of $960, which is on the decline. Net us $210,000 pounds. Here, if we were to get the max price shown, we'd only get 208. So it does make sense, as it is now, to go in and sell some of those products. Taking a look here at the dried oats, you can see our best price is actually at Haygate's dried grain, which is all the way down the bottom of the map, probably about as far away as possible. We could take a little bit of a hit and go to one of these two, TSL dried grain, which is up by the shop, or the Yar grain, which I think is the one just down by Dazed Yard. We'll just tag that and go and have a look. No, it's the one right down the bottom here as well. So this one in here is the Haygate's dried grain, and then we've got the Yard dried grain. So I don't think there's a dried grain sell point, that's East Coast grain. The other option is up here at Mill Road. We've got a sell point up there, which is where our oats are going, but unfortunately, when we have a look there at the price for, the wheat's going, if we have a look at the price for the oats, it's actually about a £20 difference, and £20 equates to about £4,000 once we've sold 200,000 litres of product. So worth going for that little bit extra of a drive. Now we are using the truck because we can only take 22,000 litres a time there in our trailer, whereas we can take a little bit more here with the truck. So we'll get in here, jump in, and we'll go and get some loads taken. We're going to start off with the dried wheat and just get that filled up and down to the mill. That is the closest one. Figured we might as well get that done and get that sold. Of course, the other thing to factor in is we will get a bonus for our precision farming for having had a good crop and a good management. But there we go, 32,000 litres is about 53% full. Of course, we do have the weight limit mod, or weight limit enabled, so we wouldn't actually be able to get this full, I don't think, once we have everything in there. But let's just have a look around that corner. We'll go for a little bit of a drive down to get this sold. Here we are up at the mill. Just get ourselves pulled into here. Now I do need to double check which one is the best price. I think that is our trigger. If we go over this one, we're not actually going to get a trigger, so that is the difference, because obviously this is an additional crop. It does have to have its own custom trigger there. So get that one over there, and we'll start dumping this out. See how much we get for it. We did see what we were predicting in time saving stock check. See how close and accurate that is, and of course we'll get that bonus. So here we go, about a 10% bonus, £22,881 and a £2,232 bonus. So that's a good little start, isn't it? $25,000 in there from the wheat. But of course, like I said, the oats really are where our money is. It's about $208,000. If we can get a 10% bonus on all of the oats, another $20,000. So $228,000 total. We could be looking at clearing over $250,000 in the next little bit. So we'll get back down, go and start getting this loaded up, see how much we can fit in one load, figure out how many trips it's going to be to get down and back, and we'll see how we go just getting it sold. Let's see, filling up with the oats there. If we can get over if we get over 50,000 litres in here, that'll be good. That'll be 4 trips. If we're around 40,000 litres, it's going to take us 5. So let's just see as it fills up how full it's going to get Fingers crossed at 42, so that's 5 trips. We need to get about 52,000. There we go. We're over that. 55, still going up. We can get to 100% full. 60,000 litres pretty much in a load, and we've got 210. So what's that going to be? 4 trips. 4 trips of 60,000 would be 240,000. So it's going to be not too bad actually, getting down there and back. Now, we do just need to have a quick look on the map and figure out what is the fastest way to get where it is, get to where we need to go. So Haygates Grain Limited is where we're heading, and I think our best route is to head on down this way, past DK's farm, all the way across, hang a left down there, and then go straight down. So we'll go past the back of Bowine's farm in there, and then we'll be able to get in and go and find our way through. I think there's a road actually we can follow in that way, so we'll just have to make sure we take that turn off and head in there to get to Haygates Grain Limited. So that is the plan. 4 trips, we'll get down there and back, down there and back, down there and back, and down there and back, and then we'll be done. So jump into a little bit of a time lapse, see how much we earn over the next little bit. back here for the very last load. We're 3 down and we're over 300,000 in the bank. We've got just under 41,000 litres left to get down to the sell point, but we're basically clearing, what was it, about $62,000, $62,500 per load for the 3 that we've done. So that's about $188,000. So it is looking very good. I'm very, very happy. Very pleased with that. Let's get the last of that in. That is that done. Now, just going to double check before we go. Is there anything else that we want to get sold while we've got the truck here? And we do have a little bit of sorghum, 27,000 litres. Just have a look at the sell points for the different values. Mill Road, 521. So it's probably not worth going too far away. We might take that up to the mill while we're here and get that $15,000 out of there. We do have all of this canola now. The price is starting to plummet. We're still negotiating with Bovine whether he's going to take this or not. We've been trying to hold out for a little bit more money. He's been very reluctant to pay us that. So we'll keep it in the silos. We've missed the peak on it, but maybe we'll pick up a special. If we can't sell it to him, there could even be a supply contract which pops up, which makes it worthwhile to do as well. But yeah, there we go. We'll get the sorghum done. But first of all, we'll get this last load of oats down to the sell point and get it sold. And here we go, last load of oats getting dumped out. Let's see how much we end up getting for this. It was about 2/3 of a load, so we should be sitting around 40 grand. By the time all said and done, 39.2 plus 33,800 pretty much takes us $43,000. That's good. Grand total, $352,000 in the bank account. Pretty happy about that, pretty chuffed. Right, go and get the sorghum sold, and then we'll be able to have a little bit of a look, a final wash up on how much money we've earned off our crops this season. Well, here we are, up at the mill again, 27,000 litres of sorghum to get sold. We'll just head on over the trigger here. There we go, we'll get that dumped out. I'm not expecting a huge amount from this, maybe a little over 5 grand once we get our precision farming bonus on there, but let's just wait and see. Oh, quietly surprised, 14.5 grand, so just over 15,800 or so once we get that added on there. I wonder why I looked at the wrong point. I know why. I was looking at stock check as I was filling the trailer up, and we were only looking about 9,000 litres, not the 27, so there we go. Nice little surprise to get a bit more than we were expecting. Now that sorghum came from a contract, so we've already earned some money off the contract, and we ended up with that as extra crop that we've been able to sell and make even more money off. So definitely some good money if we're able to get in and do some of those contracts when there's a chance. Anyhow, let's get back. We'll go and park this up, top it up with some diesel for Mark, and leave it there for him to come and collect off us when he wants to. And we might go and just take a quick look at the animals. They'll probably do a bit of a feed, so we might make up a few feed mixes for them and get them all topped up and make sure they're happy. Well, there we go, diesel replenished and truck all good to go for Mark. So with that all done, like I said, there's not much else to do. Let's go over and check the animals, go and see if they need any feeding, if we need to make up a feed mix. I expect we probably will. It's been a few days. Well, they're all happy and healthy, but they are going to need some food. Just on 6,000 litres left there. Plenty of straw, plenty of water. Still producing their slurry and manure, which is good, but food is certainly something we need to do. So we'll go and grab the tractor. Just right here behind us, hooked up to the trailer still from loading out some bales. It disconnected. We did get the hay all finished. Not sure if we've talked about that, but we did get the hay finished and it's all been collected and put into the shed. That was good. So now we're just waiting, really, in terms of other things to do on the farm. There's not a huge amount that actually needs to be done. We've got strawberries, lettuce, tomatoes that we'll be selling sometime soon. We're just letting the last of those finish being produced, so we'll have a little bit of money off those as well. And other than that, it really is now just keeping the animals happy, really, and waiting until spring so we can start working on some crops again. Just looking at the age of the animals, of course, we've got 11-month-old, 17-month-old and 4-month-old. So these 17-month-old and 11-month-old will be due for another load of animals come next month. So I think we can get 15 more until we're topped up in the animal pen. I think we've got a 90 animal pasture and we've got 75 there. So next month we'll probably be looking to buying another 15 as well. And then in 6 months time we'll be able to sell the oldest ones and just get into a rotation of replenishment. But there we are. let's just go and get a couple of loads of food mixed up and put into the animals. Alright, well there we go, that is the animals full of food, which is good. They got 55,000 litres, like I said, plenty of wheat, plenty of water, plenty of straw, keeping them happy. Just go over and have a look here at the greenhouse. I think everything's sort of just ticking along here as well. We've got that running, producing strawberries. We're full up on lettuce, we're full up on tomatoes, so we're just waiting for those strawberries to max out, and we're actually not too far away from getting the best price we can for all those, so it'll be an interesting test to see which of the production lines we're just going to keep going. A couple of bales here, we'll push those two back in, and we might just go dump the straw bale over here into the pasture just to top up the straw. No point keeping it for anything else. And then I think that's about all we've got to do at the moment. Pretty quiet time on the farm. Winter always is. Well, there we are. That's pretty much everything we had to do. Not much else there is to do here on the farm at the moment. Now, as it stands, we're at the end of December. I don't know if this is going to be a standalone video and just cover December, or whether we might roll some of January's work into it as well. I don't think there's going to be too much to do in January. Maybe a few more crops to sell, maybe some animals to maintain, and a few more animals to buy. So, you might find that we just lift this over and cover it in 2 months in one. But whatever way it is, if this is the end, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.